So hi everyone, welcome to Educare 247 channel. And today we are launching a Topper Talks, like Topper Talk sessions, in which we'll be introducing to you some of the people who have been through their journey, through their CAT journey, and through their mistakes or through their experiments and through their experiences, we can really learn something and imply to our own journey, which can be really helpful and which can, help us to achieve our goals as well. So today our first guest is Bappa Baroy, and he's from IIM Calcutta 2015 batch, and now he's currently working with Xiaomi. So without any further ado, let's get started. Hi Bappa, how are you doing?
Yeah. Hi, Sanjana.
Okay.
So, thanks for
Yeah,
inviting me to this
it's
talk here.
yeah, it's just an informal talk, so you can start with your introduction, and you can just tell us about your CAT journey.
Yeah, hi. So, Sanjana, just like I told you, so I'm currently working for Xiaomi India Limited. So, I started my journey in 2015 as an MT with Vodafone India. So, this is my third company since I graduated from IIM Calcutta. So, from Vodafone, I moved to Kevin Care, where I worked as state head for West Bengal. And then from there, I moved to Xiaomi. So currently, I am a state program manager for Xiaomi. I look after their exclusive retail outlets for entire Assam and Northeast. Honestly, I am moving back to Bangalore as soon as this work from home things changes, because I just got a promotion and I'm moving to category management role there in the head office. So this is my, work life per se. To be honest, so this has been a very fast and hectic journey since 2015. So as you can see, I moved to different parts of the country. So I started my career in Delhi. So from there, I moved to Kolkata, then to Bangalore, and intermittently, I have been to other parts of the country also. So that's how it is.
So, Bappa, tell us that when did you consider CAT as an option, right? So, there are various options nowadays to our generation. So, how did you, come to a conclusion that MBA is a good career option?
Yeah, so unlike many other MBA aspirants, I am from a pure science background. So I was pursuing my integrated masters from ISER Kolkata. So it was somewhere around the third or fourth year, third year. So it was a 5 years course.
Okay.
Somewhere around the third year, I realized that so I was involved in a lot of events and lot of committees in my undergraduate level. So I was a part of the placement team also. So there I somewhere realized that instead of pursuing a career in pure science, I want to explore my options a bit more. I just didn't want to confine myself to continue my career in PG, to continue working in a lab or so. So I wanted to explore talking to people. I wanted to explore, getting in touch with all these big personalities from various brands and all. So that's how the thing came into my mind, that this is also a viable option that I can go for. And if I give my 100%, maybe I'll be able to, maybe I'll be able to crack it. So that's how it started. It was by the end of my third year when I realized that I should actually attempt for CATA.
Okay. So, also tell us about like how much importance will you give to practice and to, giving mocks. So most of the students what do, especially, who are afraid to give tests, they'll think that when 20 days or 30 days are left, maybe then we'll start giving mocks. So what do you think? Like, how much importance will you give to give, regular mocks?
Yeah, CAT, ZAT, IFT, or all these exams. These are not something that you just think in your mind. Let's say the exam is just 1 month away, and then you set your mind to it, and then just go and give the exam. So these are not impromptu exams that you need to give. You have to have a proper, thought process in your mind, that this and this are the tasks that I need to do, and have your strategy set according to that. So for me, how I started my preparation was, so before I even attempted anything at all. So I wanted to know where I stand in comparison to all the other, students who would be appearing for it. So before even starting a preparation, because CAT, I went through the syllabus, and what I found was, so can the kind of, the kind of English that is used there, the kind of mathematics and all, and verbal reasoning. So these are not, postgraduate or undergraduate level. So all these are all these are things that you learn in your school up till 10th or 12th. So nothing more than that. So So I wanted to know where I stand without any kind of preparation. So I just went through some of the free mock tests that were available. So a lot of these coaching institutes, they have a lot of free mock tests that are available at their websites. So I just randomly went through one just to see where I stand. So I mean, so I was pretty confident in my English and comprehension part of it. I was a bit confident on my verbal ability and logical reasoning skills. So there, I was able to score good marks even in my even first few attempts that I just took out of random interest. So I knew where I lacked in. So I lacked in quantitative aptitude, and from the day one, I actually knew where I had to focus all my strengths on. So mocks are something that no one should be afraid of. I mean, so you face your exam just once, right? Before that, you have to face the fear of appearing in that exam. So mocks are there to help you, I mean, overcome this fear. So I mean, for any student, I would first ask him, because everyone has his or her own strengths and weaknesses. So before even you just go about randomly preparing everything from the scratch, you should know where your strengths are, because you cannot dedicate your whole, all your time to preparing for CAT, because either you would be in your in your final year in your college, or you would be working somewhere. So you have a very specific amount of time every day. Let's say 2 hours or 3 hours that you can dedicate for preparing for this exam. So you need to be very precise in where your weaknesses are, and then work on improving those weaknesses.
Yes. So from what you said, what I can say is, like, it is very much important to have a good strategy, right? To have a good plan, and to have a proper, sectionalized time division for every section. And also, you mentioned that you were very much confident. I think really aspirants should be confident upon themselves and should have a, faith upon themselves, that if they try and if they, work properly on their dream, they'll definitely achieve the goal. So during this journey, it's a long journey, and it's a very tiring journey. So how did you kept yourself motivated all the time, that I have to do this, and IIM Calcutta is something like one of the bestest B school in India. So, like, how you kept yourself motivated?
Yeah, so in my preparation stages, I mean, you have to keep this thing in your mind that this is not the only thing that you are, living in this world for. So you have your normal courses in your college, and at the same time, you are preparing for an exam. So this exam is a part of your life. So preparing for this exam doesn't mean you cut off everything from your regular day-to-day activities. So while I was preparing for CAT, it didn't mean that I had given up on my final years of study. So I did complete my master's from IIM Calcutta with a department rank of. So I was third in the department when I completed my graduations from there. So you have to have your alternative options also ready at every point of time. So what it does is it makes you multitask in a better way, because you are working on two things at the same time. Because this actually helps when you are in IIM, when you will be, I mean, at a later point of time, when you will be in a top B school, that at that time you will have multiple things that will be running in parallel. So you have to learn this time management thing there and then itself, and you will have some kind of failures. You might not be doing, I mean, so you will be appearing for mock tests, right? So you might not be doing well in some tests, you might not be doing well in some of the subjects or some of the things that you are studying, but then that doesn't mean that you will bog down your mind with all the negative thoughts and all. So you will have your time in college, you will have enjoy your time with friends, keep your mind just calm up your minds whenever you're stressed out. So just that's my my usual suggestion to anyone who's preparing for CAT. Just don't give too much stress to your mind while preparing for it. You have your life. It's just part of your life. You have a whole lot of other things that you have to do. So you have to learn how to manage time and how to extract the most of your time. So whenever you are studying for it, let's say if you're able to dedicate 2-3 hours for it, give your 100%, and the rest of the time don't keep on thinking that whether you are standing against others. Your preparation is going the right way. Just have confidence in yourself.
Time management is the key.
Yes. So that actually helps. So so many when I mean a lot of students that I had come across, some of someone who are actually preparing with me, so they would give their entire time to CAT, and then they would
Yeah.
not study, and they would not do well in their college, in their own whatever subjects they were pursuing, and that creates additional stress on them. So that is not something you should do. You should have a proper time management strategy, because that will help later on in IIM also. You will have so many things to do at the same time that if you are not, if your brain is not ready, you won't be able to tackle it.
Okay. So, under the circumstances we are in, like the pandemic has hit the whole world today. So, how do you think, for a student, it is important, to be a postgraduate, be it of any stream, be it arts, be it commerce, be it engineering. So, how much it is important for a student to be a postgraduate, in certain conditions where there are so much job losses and the futures are at stake. So, what is your take on this?
If someone graduate, as in, you mean pre-MBA post-graduation? I didn't actually get your question. Can you explain the question again?
How much it is important for a person to be an MBA, to be an MBA,
Okay.
MBA graduate, be out of any stream, you know, uh,
Okay.
where there is so much job loss and just graduation won't
I
help.
mean,
Like that way.
to give a clear answer, MBA is like the icing on the cake for any kind of career that you are pursuing. So whatever you do, unless and until you are an MBA, there would be a glass ceiling on top of you, which you would not be able to overcome. So whatever stream you had pursued in your undergraduation, be it science, commerce, arts, anything, so MBA would, actually, what to say? It would be a complementary degree that will help you reach higher levels in your career. So this opens up a lot of, once you are through your MBA, it doesn't matter which stream you pursued on.
Yeah.
So it will depend on where you want to, take your career from there. So MBA for any graduate, if he wants to pursue a career in business or in any kind of, even if he wants to start something on his own. So this is something that will add credibility. This will something that will add the confidence to multitask. It will also add the confidence to to work out solution when things are difficult. So this is just like I said, this is something that will add to your resume, to your confidence a lot for any kind of career that you want to pursue.
Yes. Yeah, Bappa, I think you answered all our questions so promptly, and we had great insights from you. And I really thank you on behalf of all the Educare 247 team. And that was really helpful. And I really hope this knowledge of yours and this experience of yours will help most of our viewers. So thank you so much for joining us. And please subscribe to our channel, that is Educare 247. And please stay tuned for such interviews. And we'll be planning at least one interview in a week. So just stay tuned and please subscribe it. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Sanjana.